Hi, welcome to Ray at the Movies. I want to do a Blu-ray review on a movie that you cannot actually get in stores. You had to have funded this on Indigo or Kickstarter. Now, if you didn't help fund it, you were still able to get it on Indigo for a short period of time. And I went ahead and I purchased it. So I didn't make the deadline to get my name in the credits, but that's fine. I'm not. I'm not making a big deal about that because that's not why I bought it. I bought it so I could have it because I'm a big fan of the director, Oliver Harper. He has a channel on YouTube where he does perspectives on movies and goes in depth, really in depth, and does a very good job. He even goes so far as to tell you if you can still get the soundtrack, his thoughts about the music and everything. And he produced, I don't know, he advertised on his channel another documentary that's called In Search of Darkness, the definite horror movie documentary that deals with the horror movies of the 80s and 90s, I believe. That I really liked the trailer, and it was getting a lot of good buzz for those who saw that documentary. I'm still waiting for that Blu-ray because they're fixing a few kinks in the, I guess, the manufacturing problem or something, but that's okay. So I wanted to do my review on In Search of the Last Action Heroes. And this is how it's described on the back of the cover. It's In Search of the Last Action Heroes details the action genre over the past 50 years, from the early westerns to the commentary movies of today. We explore the story behind the 80s action genre many consider the golden era and how it changed come the 90s and saw its decline and eventual rise, as well as we witnessed the old stars of the 1980s make a comeback. We examine how studios were able to turn outrageous concepts into genre-defining tropes, and how the one-man army subgenre produced the superstars of the era. Matrix, Rambo, McClane, Ripley, Connor, Dutch. The power of their stories and excited and inspired a generation of action enthusiasts locked and loaded with nostalgia. 80s synth music and exclusive interviews detailing the genre, speaking to the actors, writers, directors, producers, and composers who helped influence and shape the films we grew up on. I agree with that. The 80s and 90s were the best era for action movies, period. And this documentary is, not sure if it even has how long it is, but it also has some bonus features. And if you want to pause it, if you can get a good look at it, I apologize. I'm using my phone. Can't really focus it. I don't know. Because there's so much of a glare. I live in an apartment. This is about the best light I can get and a place to sit. But this came out last year, and you were able to get it. Now, not only did I get it, I also got the digital movie and the soundtrack. Still haven't got those, but I ain't worried about that. I bought it for the damn documentary. I don't care. Here's a little mini poster of the poster that of the artist that made this, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's the same guy who did the poster for In Search of Darkness, and also did the little pictures that you see in the beginning of his videos he does on his channel. Also, I got the poster. Oh man, I can't wait to frame this. It probably won't be until I ever get a house or I ever do. But there you go. Look at that. Look at that. It's fantastic. The artwork is fantastic. You know, this doesn't. One thing, I like documentaries. I like the in and outs of how a movie is made, from the special effects to the music, everything. So I really like documentaries, and I like documentaries especially if they're well made. And In Search of the Last Action Heroes is a great documentary. If you were able to get your hands on it, I'm happy for you. I don't know if he's ever going to release this digital or if this will eventually ever get released. I doubt it. This is one of those releases where if you miss it, you don't get it. So I hope you were able to get your hands on this gem because it's a great documentary. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a fan of his channel, but he does a really good job. I'm a fan of his channel because he does such a great job with his videos. And it shows his talent in this documentary. He has a lot of bonus features which I didn't have a chance to watch, but I know they're going to be great. And I really enjoyed this documentary. It didn't drag at any point. In fact, I was surprised when it was over. So if you were the lucky ones to get a hand on it, I applaud you because you may not ever get to see this in stores at all. I came across it only because he was advertising on his channel, because he actually directed this one. I don't know if he was involved, how involved he was with In Search of Darkness. I'll find that out when they're supposed to be releasing that in mid-January. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I did get a digital copy. I just never got around to watching it yet on digital, because I kind of want to just have the hard copy on hand. I didn't care if I wasn't able to get it or not, because I have a lot of faith in the product that I bought. And a lot of good reviews have been coming in for this one and In Search of Darkness. So I'm excited. I can't wait. In Search of Darkness is very long. This one's long too, but it doesn't feel long. It doesn't drag at all at any point. And it's 141 minutes, but it doesn't feel like 141 minutes. And also, if you open up the cover, it also has the poster on the cover of the Blu-ray. I'm just happy to own this. So if you're a fan of his channel, please, I highly say, if you're still able to get this on Indigo, please snatch it up. I'm looking forward to his next documentary that's coming out. I don't know if he's directing that one, but it's called In Search of Tomorrow. And that's supposed to be, they're supposed to start doing the FundMe campaign for on Indigo and Kickstarter once they finish release In Search of Darkness. So like I say, I'm a big fan. It covers a lot. Because like I said, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I feel the movies today miss what made an action movie. The movies that came out in the 80s and 90s knew how to entertain. The action was insane, but they were done well. I'm not saying the movies now aren't done good, but I just think they're done better in the 80s and the 90s. And that goes for action, not just action movies, but sci-fi and horror. And even the TV shows of the 80s and 90s were better done than now. And I'm not dogging the shows. The shows now are great, but they're not as good compared to the 80s and 90s. And that's the same thing for comedies, too. Some of the comedies aren't that great. I think it's lost now because there's CGI and computer effects. You don't even have to do stunts anymore. What's the fun in that? So I highly recommend this. Really do. It's a great film, great documentary, really well done and put together. And I am glad he was able to get the people he was able to get. So with that, I am out, and have a good night. Or day, whenever you watch this, or I put this up. Bye.